Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And I had a very exciting and interesting evening last night. I sat down with the one and only Sir Arjen Lucassen and had a talk to him about his new solo album, Songs No One Will Hear, and the Ayreon 30th anniversary concert series that's starting on the 12th of September, which is also the same day that his new album is released. I was extremely nervous because it is my first ever interview that I have ever done. And to do an interview with somebody who's so internationally renowned for his musical work and to have been knighted by the Netherlands in regards to his contribution to Dutch music on an international scale. Yeah, I was very nervous. But within a few minutes of actually starting the interview with him, the conversation just flowed quite naturally. And eventually I threw my question list away, and you'll see why. I ended up asking one question twice. But, you know, I realized partway through, but it's actually quite a funny moment. I decided to keep it in rather than edit it out so that you could actually see the raw interview content and the interaction that Arjen and I had while we were having our conversations. So, yeah, let's check it out together. And thank you to everybody that submitted questions. They were answered. And it will be done, another interview will be done again in the future when he has a new project on release. But I won't say too much more. I'll just let you guys watch the interview. All right. So I'd like to welcome Arjen Lucassen, or Sir Arjen Lucassen, to the channel to talk about his new album, Songs No One Will Hear. Welcome, Arjen. How are you?
Hi, back. All good here. Pretty busy doing loads of interviews and working on the live shows, which will start in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's scary. But
Are you talking about the live shows for Arjen's 30th anniversary?
yeah. 12 September. That's also the release of my solo album. Solo albums, I have to say, also my first solo album. And yeah, it's 5 or 6 shows, I think. 50,000 people, and I'm this horrible recluse. I'm always at home. I don't socialize. I don't go on holidays. I'm always working in my studio, and then suddenly, you have to be among people and you have to perform on stage. And
Yeah.
I mean, I have terrible stage fright just because I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I'm good at writing albums, composing songs, messing around in my studio, but. And then I have to do like speech, and really my biggest fear in the whole world is talking in public.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And once I'm there, and once I'm on stage, and once I see this warm audience, and all big smiles, it's like a warm blanket. So far I've done okay. So I'll survive.
You'll survive. And I can relate to like getting stage fright and things like that. I used to do singing and performing
Okay.
myself years ago, but nothing serious. But yeah, getting up on stage and actually having everybody there, and then you're going, oh, am I going to stuff up? Is this not going to work out the right way? Am I going to look like a complete and utter idiot? You know what I mean?
And you start thinking, and that's the thing.
You tend to overthink.
Let it go. You overthink, and then
Yeah.
what's the next line? What's the moment you think like, what's the next line? Forget it. You're not gonna know.
Yeah. No, I can totally relate to that 100%. So
I toured for 15 years. When I at the end of the 70s, the 80s, and the beginning of the 90s. I had my metal bands, and I toured, and at that point it was no problem at all. It's in your system. Like you play night after night after night, and it's totally it's automatic pilot, and that wasn't cool either.
no.
I went on stage. I was not nervous anymore, and yeah, I felt like an actor playing the same songs night after night. So that wasn't good either.
Repetitiveness is not your thing.
No, well, repetitive as in every day the same.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's cool. But doing the repetitive songs isn't.
You're at home. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not creative at all. Touring. It's just waiting and waiting and traveling and hotel rooms and being on stage, doing the same songs, doing the same jokes night after night, and just wasn't my thing.
So is that why you led towards creating Ayreon, so that when you did a production, it would be a total, like, just for a certain amount of time and then it's gone?
Totally, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
I really, I started the Arjen project because I was tired of touring and I'm tired of playing live, and most of all, I was tired of being in a band and doing concessions and compromises to record companies and shit. I was like, I'm gonna do a rock opera, and
Yeah.
everyone is gonna hate it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And if I have like a few famous people on it, it will get some attention, and I don't have to tour with it, and I don't have to do it live. So
Yeah, less stress.
yeah, actually, yeah, totally. And so for 20 years, I didn't play live with Ayreon. So 20 years, I didn't play live until we did it once, and it was such a big success that now we do it every 2 years.
Yeah, a few people on my channel, I actually found out about you from them. So your fans sort of said, "Hey, you should really listen to Arjen Lucassen and you should listen to his music." I think the first song I watched was Sixth Element or Six.
Sixth Extinction.
That's one, Extinction. I'm thinking of Fifth Element, the movie. Anyway, yeah, Sixth Extinction was the first one I watched. And pretty much the whole time I was watching it, I'm sitting there with my jaw dropped in absolute amazement and thought, who is this person that created music that when I'm listening to it, it's really weird for me. I have different buzzes in my head. So different parts of my brain will start to tingle depending on what your music's actually doing at the time.
That's the plan.
It's like a head orgasm. It's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah. So they said, listen to you.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take people on an adventure. It's pure escapism. So I'm glad I succeeded.
It was absolutely amazing. And now I'm completely hooked on your music and absolutely love everything, including your new solo album as well. It is a really, really beautiful piece of work.
Thank you.
And the theme of the asteroid hitting the Earth is something that I always wonder about too. And to see somebody else like create that into a musical style was really great for me to see, because I've always wondered how would everybody act myself.
That's it. That's basically, it's not about the asteroid. Asteroid could be like a metaphor, for anything that's happening in the world right now. But indeed, what would people do if they had 5 months to live? I always thought about that for many times, but I never thought about doing a concept album about it. And at some point, I was like, hey, there's so many things you can do with it, because everyone would react differently. So I made a list, and I watched a lot of asteroid movies and stuff like that. So I made a list, and I had like 20, 30 ideas for songs. So that's good, when a concept inspires you, firstly, and when the concept is very simple. I always like it when you can explain the concept in one line.
Yeah.
Because there's many concept albums where, like, what's it about? I have no idea. I can't follow it, but I like it. I like when it's easy to get into for the people, when they.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it makes it easier to listen to if you know the direction that the person that wrote it is going in. Like, what is this actually about? I'm a big person that I will listen to music and the lyrics are something that need to appeal to me, not just the music. I have to listen to a song and feel like I'm being pulled into a movie or a book. And I want to know everything about why that song has been particularly written. I mean, Sonata Arctica, for example, a lot of their music is absolutely amazing lyrically. And they're from Europe as well. And unless the lyrics hit me and I can relate to the lyrics somehow, it's not interesting music to me. And
Excellent. Yeah.
your music is absolutely immersive in so many different ways. And you get pulled in by the story. And then with the stage show, it's all the lights. It's just absolutely wonderful. Yeah. No. I've got a couple of questions from people from my channel. One of them was in regards to Mike Mills, actually. It was when did you first listen to Mike Mills? And what made you think that his voice was the right fit for your music? And that's from Susan on my channel.
Well, hi, Susan. Actually, I every evening I watch YouTube for an hour before I go to bed. I watch YouTube just to discover new stuff. And in the sidebar, I saw there was like a cover of a Jethro Tull song called "Thick as a Brick," and I thought that's a complicated song. I wonder how this guy will do. And I clicked on it, and there was Mike going, "I really don't mind if you sit this one out," like Jethro Tull. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so good." And he played it too on guitar. I thought, what an amazing talent. So I put a comment there, just, not expecting him to answer. Just saying, "Hey man, this is amazing. Keep up the good work." And then on that same sidebar, I saw a band called Towhider. And I listened to it, and it was like old Queen, and I love old Queen, the first
Oh,
4 or 5.
the original, the original Queen is the best.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And it was like that, and I loved it. And again, I put a comment, and who knew that this was the same person? And then he answered, he put a reply to my comment saying, "Hey man, I know who you are, and I love your music." And I was like, "Hey, this is cool." So I got in contact with him, and we had exactly the same taste in music. And then I invited him for the first for an Ayreon album called "The Theory of Everything." And he came to my place, and he was just as good as I was hoping he was. So, and he can do everything. He's a total genius. He can play guitar, play drums, play bass. His vocals are amazing. He has the biggest vocal range I ever saw in a person. It's from a low C to a high B. It doesn't mean anything to you, but it's incredible. Not just sing so high, but also to be able to sing so low.
To have such a great range.
Yeah, and his pronunciation. I mean, I love Australian. I love the accent. I love ever since I was a kid. When there was a TV series or whatever with Australian in it, I always loved it. So, yeah, he's the complete package for me.
That's cool. That's cool because he does the narration for your new album as well. So the sneak peek that I got from it, it was absolutely wonderful. The narration.
Even that he can do.
Oh, it was great.
And every project I do, I want to involve him. But of course, this was a solo album, so I'm not going to have him sing because it's my solo album.
Well, yeah.
It's my ego trip. So I was like, what can I have him do? And I thought, well, in line with what we just said, I want people to understand. I want people to draw people into the story.
Yeah.
What better way to do that than a narrator, who explains you stuff? And in this case, he's a YouTuber like yourself.
Yeah.
And he's just sharing the news with people and guiding them till the very end. And the good thing with Mike is he can be really serious and he can be really, really funny, which is necessary for this album because it's so eclectic. And
it is very eclectic.
Very sad stuff on it. There's very happy stuff and there's very silly stuff on it, and he can do it all.
That's awesome. No, from what I heard, is absolutely amazing and quite funny at times too. Did you script that for him, or was he allowed to ad lib? What was the process with that?
He's such a genius, so I have to let him.
Yeah.
Do his thing,
Yeah.
I told him what the songs were about. I told him what approximately what I wanted him to say. Here and then, I had a line like "always look on the bright side of."
Yep.
mine.
Monty Python. Yeah.
So, but he's a huge Monty Python fan too. So we love the same stuff.
I think my favorite scene in Monty Python's when the rabbit's eating the cranberries.
Brilliant. I think mine is Arthur Two Sheds.
Oh, yes.
If you would interview with a guy who has two sheds and all they want to talk, he just released a book and all they want to talk about is the fact that he has two sheds.
He has two sheds, yeah.
Actually, Mike knows it's his favorite scene as well. And he wrote a song about it for me.
Nice.
So
that is very cool. I like with your new album how each of the songs has a different story from like a different part of society, basically. You've only released Goddamn Conspiracy and We'll Never Know. And both of them are completely different styles of music, really. Like one's full of heartbreak and emotion, parents not being able to see their child grow up, and the other one's about all the conspiracy theorists. I have to say I loved Goddamn Conspiracy as well, but I think that it's the one that wins over We'll Never Know for me. Because I was sitting there listening to it going, oh yeah, this is definitely about conspiracy theories. And the newspaper articles you've got saying little stories that would be in like one of those alien tabloid things. That's a really good touch. Yeah. I love that. But was it easy for you to switch between those two styles of music? Like have the more emotional one and then something more lighthearted, or did you do that deliberately so that you could move on to a different type of music and not be so, I don't know, bummed out by singing about sad things?
Basically, I just do whatever comes up. I do nothing deliberately. I just let the ideas come to me. And when I had all the ideas, I didn't even know what it was going to be about. I always hoped that the music will inspire me to come up with a story. And it was the same in this case. I had all these totally different parts of music. And I needed a concept that would reflect that, where I could do a lot of different things. Which this concept is. It's about human emotions, and they will be so eclectic and all over the place. Ever since the kid, I love those albums. I mean, we mentioned the first 4 Queen albums.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing, they're so eclectic. You go from the year of 39 to Death on Two Legs, and and I love that with the Beatles too. If you take the White Album, it goes everywhere.
I am an absolute Beatles nut. I found out about John Lennon when I was about, I think 10, and I'm almost 50. So, and I just fell in love with John Lennon and his music and listened to everything I could, learnt about him. Every single assignment I did at school, I found a way to talk about John Lennon to the point where my whole school got sick of me. And I actually listened to Julian Lennon live at Crown Casino back in the 90s and had the privilege of actually singing Salt Water with him. He pulled me up to the stage with him, and I was like, oh my God, okay, it's not John that I've met, it's Julian, but it's so close. It's so close.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like my idol basically standing in front of me reincarnated into his son. But the Beatles are amazing. I love them.
Well, that's my life story. John Lennon as well. As a kid, I must have been 10 too. I heard You Got to Hide Your Love Away. And it was, hey, you've got to hide, with that voice. And who is this?
Yes.
It's 4 guys, and I had to find out who it was. And then I found out that I liked all the John songs, I like I'm the Walrus, and I like Strawberry Fields, and same at school, each year you had to do how do you call that?
Assignments?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And for me, it was always the Beatles every year. It wasn't about some book or it was always the Beatles.
Always, yeah. And everybody gets sick of you and they're wondering why you're so fascinated by this particular band. Yeah. Yeah, I can totally relate to that. But what about John Lennon inspired your work?
Totally, totally. And
Has
my
he?
way of singing, yeah, very much so. And you were saying Julian Lennon. I actually asked him once for Ariel. It was like, okay, I can't get John Lennon. Let's get Julian Lennon. You know,
Yeah.
he just had his single out. What was it?
Salt water?
Salt Water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and I loved it. You know, I loved his voice too. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it. I did
He
try.
he's quite a busy man, unfortunately, but
Yeah,
yeah, but he sounds so much like his father. It's like
I
uncanny.
know. I know. Yeah,
Like, even looks like him. It's just like wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I my favorite Beatles song would have to be Dana Light. I love
Oh
the
yeah. Wow, of
psychedelic
course.
changes and it's so good.
Of course, of course. It's prog, you know, it's proto prog. I mean, for me, is really that's the first prog band. They didn't know it at the time, but especially a song like A Day in the Life, you know, with the whole orchestration and the little Paul bit, and
Yeah.
yeah,
And the way it
totally,
changes to a different style halfway through,
totally,
but tells a story at the
yeah,
same time. It is a
yeah,
brilliant, absolutely brilliant song. Yeah, it
yeah,
also makes the brain tingle in the right ways as well. So maybe that's the whole appeal of why I was drawn to your music is for a similar sort of thing. Gives me the endorphin rush listening to it.
cool.
Yeah. I was asked another question for you too. Is somebody was wondering, are we going to hear Laurie play on your album soon?
I no, no. She's like she does something 100%. So if she does something that if she puts all her time in it.
Yeah,
And at the moment, that's not guitar playing. So when it was guitar playing, she used to like be so good, you know, and she can do everything. And now she does all the visuals for the live show. And again, you know, it's totally perfect what she does.
yeah,
And of course, she does a lot for me, like all the photos and little videos and stuff like that. So no, I can't convince her to play some
you can't
guitar.
convince her.
No, no, no.
She's moved on
She
to
does.
bigger things.
Well, yeah,
The stage show's pretty big, so
yeah, yeah, and she's very involved in the whole organization of that. So.
yeah, yeah. Um, with the album, you've got Floor, Irene, Marcella, Robert Soderbergh. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm so sorry. And Peter Daltrey. My languages apart from English are pretty bad, to be honest. Um, but I
Yeah,
try.
it's a weird name.
I was looking at the way it's written and I'm like, how do I pronounce that? And yeah, tried to Google Translate and trying to get the pronunciation. I still couldn't get it. But how did you choose who would be the voice of your songs? And what did they have that you felt no one else could bring to them?
Thing is, as I said, the music is very eclectic. So there were very small parts, but also big epic parts. And I'm a limited singer, and that's not being humble or anything. I'm just a limited singer. I have a little voice. I don't
Yeah.
have a big range like Mike. I can't sing really high, and I can't sing powerful. So I need someone for that. You know, even if it is solo album, I need someone who can do the powerful parts. And this time I thought, wouldn't it be great if it's a female singer? And wouldn't it be great if it's Irene? I immediately thought of Irene because she can do everything. She's so powerful and she's so great to work with, and her pronunciation is perfect, and she's a great actress as well. So basically, she did 10% of the vocals, I would say, on the album. She did all the backing vocals and also some lead vocals.
Yeah.
Then there was one song, the sad song "We'll Never Know," about the couple that are expecting a little baby girl whom they will never see grow up, which is a very sad story. And I thought I didn't want it to be manipulative, you know, like, oh, this will make you cry. And I thought the only one who can do that is Floor, Irene's sister.
Yeah.
Um, because yeah, she's got that voice and she's got that emotion. And I contacted her and I was like, oh, please, please like it, you know. And she loved the song and she loved the story. And she said, I'm a mother myself, so I can totally relate. And I think that's why she put a little bit more of her self in it, a lot of emotion. So she sang We'll Never Know, luckily. Um, and then there was this song, our final song, which is the last song on the album. And it's 14 minutes long, and it has this middle part, which is kind of like Black Sabbath. And it's a pretty heavy part. So I needed a female and a male singer who could really go for it.
Yeah.
So I picked my two good friends, Marcela, who I've been working with for 25 years now, and Robert Soeterboek.
Soeterboek. Okay, thank you.
Who I've known for 35 years. We've been friends for so long, and he's got that power voice,
Yeah.
like Dio or Coverdale or whatever. So they were the perfect match for that heavy part in the song.
It would be better to work with people that you've worked with for so many years, or do you find it sometimes more difficult? Like you've known them for 25 to 30 years, and does it make it an easier working environment for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know their strength, and I know what they can do, and I know how to get it out of them. I know them so well. So when I get a new singer, it's hard, How do you treat someone? Tell them what to do, or not tell them what to do, or guide them, or don't guide them at all. You got to learn. You got to, yeah, you got to learn, get to know the singer.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm good at that. But still, if you work so many times with someone, it makes it so much easier. I mean, sometimes they don't even have to come over. Like Floor sang it wherever she lives, Finland or Sweden.
Because they already know the way that you want to go.
They know what I want, and I know what they can do, and I can explain it to them. And I sing guide vocals for them, so sometimes that works out too.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm just trying to find my other questions. I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, and then you mentioned Peter Daltrey.
Yeah, Peter Daltrey.
He only does one line on the album. He was the alien called Forever on my Into the Electric Castle album.
I thought I recognized the voice.
Cool.
Yeah.
I always like some references to Ayreon. I like all my albums to be part of this big story somehow. It started, I never planned it that way, but at some point the Ayreon stories all started to get connected. And I love that kind of stuff. And I know the fans love these little Easter eggs. So at the end, there's Peter Daltrey saying something cryptic, which I'm not going to play.
No, that's fair enough. We wouldn't want you to reveal all the secrets. Then why would anybody want to buy the album? I know how it works. As you're approaching the Arjen 30th anniversary concert that you're doing, how does producing songs no one will hear reflect where you've been and where your journey, like where you're going?
Sorry, I didn't really understand the question.
Well, by writing songs no one will hear, can you reflect on, like, does that album reflect on where you have been and where you're going musically, like the styles and things like that?
Not really. I love to do totally different things, not just on one album, but from one album to the other. And that's why, besides Ayreon, I do so many side projects. Like my last Ayreon album was in 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And in between, I've done 4 or 5 side projects, just because I don't want to repeat myself. I mean, I think it would be boring for fans, but mostly boring for myself. And also, when I make a new album, I try to make it. I can't make it better. Sometimes I'm like, I can't make it better, so I'll better make it different. So now, basically, all my side projects are side steps, so called, and
they're their own entity. They're their own entities altogether. Basically, your side projects.
Yeah, and Ayreon is the mothership.
Yeah, yeah.
All these side projects basically are part of the mothership, but the mothership has it all. So if I do an Ayreon, it's all gonna be there, everything, and it's. I see Ayreon as rock operas, also because there are so many guest singers and so many characters in the stories. And an album like this, songs no one will hear, is not a rock opera. It's because I'm the only singer. Basically, I'm the only character.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is a concept album. Obviously, it is a story.
And
I
is there
don't know
any
if that answers your question.
that does answer my question? It was kind of a weird
Cool.
question to ask you, and I wasn't sure whether it would come across the way that I wanted it to or not. But I'm glad we eventually got around to it.
Yeah.
You have built the Arjen universe stories. You just answered that. Where does the songs no one will hear fit into this? And you just answered that with everything you just said then. Okay. What?
Edit.
Yes, I'll edit that one. Don't worry about that. I knew I was going to make mistakes. I just knew it. Anyway, what is one question that you wish your fans have asked you about your music but never have?
Oh, I get that question more, and I hate it.
Oh, do you? You have no idea.
No, well, of course, if you Google my name,
Yeah.
the first thing that comes out is Arjen Lucassen height, because I'm over 2 meters tall. And so that's probably the question I get most. How tall are you? You know, or basically lately I don't get that question anymore because
everybody's learned.
Yeah. And it's good that I don't get that question anymore, because I always told people I was 202, 2 meters and 2 centimeters. And for this last show, I had to get a suit made, and they had to measure me, and I was under 2 meters.
Oh dear!
I haven't told anyone. I was like, don't tell anyone. You know, I was always cool. I think I was even in some World Book of Records. It wasn't Guinness, but for being the tallest guitar player in rock or something.
Yeah.
I think Peter Steele was always taller than me. I met him once. I don't know if he was taller, but I was always number one. So I want to at least be number one.
Yeah, yeah. So you didn't like seeing that.
No, yeah. I just keep saying I'm over 2 meters, but damn it, I'm shrinking. You know.
Everybody shrinks as they get older, sadly.
Yeah.
And you just worry if you're like under 5 foot, like my grandmother was. She was 4'8", so she didn't have much to shrink when she got older.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. What are you most looking forward to with the Arjen 30th anniversary?
I'm just dreading it.
You're just dreading it? So you got the nerves like I had when I was waiting to interview you today. You know, you just... Well, it makes me feel a lot better that I'm not the only one.
Yeah. It's going well, our interview. So I hope I'm as lucky as you are with the shows.
I'm sure you will be.
Well, of course, I'm looking forward to when it's over. No. Maybe the last show, you know, when we're all standing on stage and we have this picture taken together and we take our bows, and I'm like, yes, we did it.
Yeah. Now it's finally over and I can relax for a bit longer. Yeah.
Because it's just nerves. Is that gonna go well? Am I gonna remember my lyrics? Is this singer? Because we have only one rehearsal with the singers, you know.
Only one?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We have half a year rehearsals with the band, because it's very complicated, you know. So we rehearse in the studio every month. But with the singers, I mean, they come from all over the world. You know, we only have one rehearsal on Thursday, and Thursday evening we have our first show, which is the dress rehearsal.
Your shows are so polished that actually really shocks me that you only have one rehearsal with the singers. They are so good now.
Well, they are professional.
Yeah.
We told them exactly what to do. We sent them the songs a year in advance. And we had this whole script written out. Then you go on stage, then this, that, and this. Uh, so if they learn their stuff, it should be fine.
Yeah,
So
no,
far,
that's good. That's good. I'm
although
glad
there's
nothing.
always one. Yes, there's always one. There's always one who underestimates. It's just, I'm not gonna name names, but every show so far, there's been one like, oh, we're like, oh my god, this is gonna go well, and we're gonna have a talk with him. And we take him to a little room,
Yeah.
and it's like, hey, and this and that, and then it's like, okay, no, gotcha, I'll work on it, and it always works.
Oh my goodness. I could not even think about the audience is so huge at your shows. And I was looking at the people watching, I would be, oh my God, so nervous standing up in front of that many people. So I
Well,
understand.
thing is, it's. I think the rehearsals are scarier because you're just standing there with 10 people, musicians, looking at me, and then you have to. Yeah, it's way scarier. Then it's 10 people, but if you're on stage, it's one face.
Yep.
Somehow it becomes one entity.
Yep. And you don't see people's individual faces after a
No,
while.
no.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. Yeah.
yeah. So somehow it's a bit easier. So I have to think about that.
Yeah, I could never do the whole, how they say picture people in their underwear and stuff like that. I could never do that because I'd start laughing. So I kind of learned to look about this far above people's heads so that I didn't freak out so much. But
Okay.
Imagining people in their underwear is just not a good thing for my brain. Couldn't do anything seriously when that happens.
No. Which brings us to the song Shagathon.
Yes, a very good song on the album too. Where did you get the idea for that?
Well, if you ask people, what are you going to do if you have 5 months to live? I guess with 50% of the people, that's the first thing they'll fit in their heads, And I think when the time comes, people won't be as monogamous as they thought they were. And, they will lose all their
Inhibitions.
limits, inhibitions. That's the word. I wanted to say the word, but I thought maybe it's totally wrong.
No, that was correct. And inhibitions.
Yeah. So I couldn't avoid it, and I thought I need a song about it. And then shall I be careful? And with the verse version, I was careful,
Yeah.
kind of double entendres. But at some point I was like,
it's a very catchy tune. You can't help but to buff along with it.
No. Well, that's why I get away with it. And of course, Mike's funny introduction there. I know what I will do. Oh yeah, something like that. So I hope I'll get away with it. I was hoping I would get a sticker on the album.
What, an explicit language warning?
There's no sticker.
No sticker.
I specifically told the record company, hey man, there's 69 on it, there's doggy style on it. Come on, give me that sticker, but it's not on there. So it's kind of a disappointment.
It's kind of sad that society's gotten to a point where that sort of thing's normal.
I know, yeah.
Not necessarily, no. What was your favorite song on your album, like the recent album?
Well, obviously the first 3 singles, because I picked them as singles. But every song I make is always the most important thing I've ever done in my life. I'm now working on a new song for a new project, and that's the most important song in my whole life. And that goes for every song on the album. And I can't be objective about it yet. All I can do now is think what would people like, when I release all these singles. But well, the safe answer is of course our final song, because it's 15 minutes long and it has so many different styles. Yeah, like you said about A Day in the Life, where you go from all these different moods. So that's a safe thing to say.
That's the safe thing to say, because you put as much work in it as you did being 15 minutes long. It would have taken you way longer to actually write everything down and have it sound the way you wanted to. So that song you put the most effort into. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that it would be your favorite now.
Right.
You have to be proud of your work, like,
Totally. Yeah.
Like when you do art, like paintings and things like that, you can do one that takes 2 minutes, but one that took 300 hours, of course you're going to say it's your favorite because it took you so long to do. That makes sense.
Yeah. Although it's not harder somehow. It's not, it's basically way more difficult to write a short, catchy song than this long epic of 15 minutes. That's the weird thing. I mean, to write a short, catchy song, I have to like delete 50 ideas, to get to that catchy song. So it's a contradiction.
No, that I can understand that completely. I mean, it's being able to keep creating and keeping that creative juices flowing as you're writing is a lot easier to do on a longer period of time than a short period of time. I can totally understand that.
I have to check the time. Oh my God.
You're over. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much for talking.
It was so much fun. I totally lost it.
That's fine. I'm glad that you lost track of time in a way, but I'm sorry to hold you up. It was really lovely to talk to you. And thank you very much for your time again. And good luck with your album release and the concert on the 12th of September as well.
Thanks so much. And we'll talk again for the next album.
Not a problem. Sure. Definitely. I'm open for that for sure. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
Cool, back.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well, that was my interview with Arjen Lucassen. And as you can see, lots of laughter and banter and me completely tripping over myself at one point. But I thoroughly enjoyed the interview. And however nerve-wracking it was well worth it. And I look forward to chatting with him again when he has another project that he's due to release. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked that video and that interview, please give me a like and subscribe and click that notification bell so that you know when I've got a new video coming. And until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye.